In women's gymnastics, everything can change in a split second. A wobble on the beam, a step out on the floor, one missed grip on the bars, and it's over. But what if I told you that the biggest change in gymnastics didn't happen on the mat? Because the sport we see today, it's unrecognizable compared to where it started. The grace, the poise, the soft elegance, it's still there. But now it's wrapped around explosive power and physics-defying skill. So what happened? How did we go from balletic routines to Simone Biles launching herself into another dimension? Let's go back, way back. In the early decades, women's gymnastics looked more like dance class with a chalk budget. Routines were simple, flowy, and deeply rooted in grace. Think smooth turns, arm choreography, and skills that, by today's standards, barely qualify as warm-ups. If someone pulled off a cartwheel on beam, people gasped. That was the level. And then the 70s hit. Along came a 14-year-old Romanian prodigy named Nadia Comăneci. She didn't just compete. She rewrote the entire rulebook by scoring the first ever perfect 10. It was elegant, yes, but it was also sharp, precise, technical in a way that hadn't been seen before. She made the impossible look normal. For the first time, the world saw what perfect could look like, and it changed everything. But here's the twist. If Nadia's perfect 10 was performed today, it probably wouldn't win gold. Not because it wasn't flawless, but because the bar has been launched into low Earth orbit. The level of difficulty has exploded. You used to get points for a clean layout. Now, if you're not twisting, flipping, and doing it sideways, you're already behind. Gymnasts today are stronger, faster, and honestly, it's kind of terrifying. The balance beam has become a stage for skills that belong in a Marvel movie. And the floor, that's less about dance now and more about launching yourself into a quadruple twist with a smile. All while landing like, no big deal. Let's talk vaults. In the 80s, a Yurchenko with a single twist was groundbreaking. Now, we're seeing double twists, front handspring entries, and vaults so complex they need new names. And speaking of names, Simone Biles doesn't just compete with the rules, she gets rules rewritten because of her. That's how far we've come. And it's not just the skills, it's the athletes themselves. Gymnasts today train like Olympic lifters, sprinters, and dancers all rolled into one. They're doing strength training, mental coaching, recovery sessions, and somehow still finding time to perfect toe point. Their bodies are machines, but machines that also need to look effortless. No pressure, right? But here's the funny part. Despite all this evolution, one thing hasn't changed. The expectation that women's gymnastics should still be elegant. As if elegance and danger can't coexist. These athletes are throwing double backflips on a 4-inch beam. But hey, don't forget to smile. And that's where the contrast hits the hardest. Then versus now isn't just about skills, it's about the story of gymnastics. It's a sport that asked for grace and got greatness. A sport that demanded lightness and got thunder. The evolution of women's gymnastics is shocking, not because it lost something, but because it became something no one could have imagined. So now the question is, what's next? Will future gymnasts launch into quintuple twists? Will the beam become a trampoline? Will we even recognize the sport in another 20 years? Whatever happens, one thing's for sure. This sport isn't slowing down. So tell us in the comments, what's the most insane gymnastics moment you've ever seen? And if you love watching legends being made, hit that subscribe button and stick around. Because history isn't just being written, it's flipping, twisting, and sticking the landing. Till next time, stay strong, stay graceful, and maybe don't try a double layout in your living room.